Hey there, and welcome back to another ad breakdown. I'm going to be honing my focus a little bit on landing pages. I love a good landing page, and landing pages are effectively the heart and soul of a good sales funnel because you got to be sending all of that traffic somewhere, and that somewhere is called a landing page. And there's so many different flavors and styles. It's just a fascinating study. So, for a while, I'm going to be looking at these, and I hope that you find it useful and productive. Today, I'm going to show you a alternative health landing page that I came across. It's a page from Leading Edge Health, and it's for a testosterone boosting supplement. So without further ado, let's take a look at the landing page. Test RX. Right. And so I've made a few notes over here that I want to touch on, but just big picture, I read through the whole thing and I didn't really see why this particular supplement is any better than the average everyday ordinary natural testosterone booster. The page reads a lot like everything else that I've read. And considering that this is a highly saturated market and probably a skeptical audience, I don't I don't know how persuasive the copy will be. Obviously, you have 71 reviews, so it's doing well. Because I know that there are other supplements on your site that don't have any reviews, and so presumably this is pretty good. But if it's doing well as is, I think that there are some slight changes you could make that could really make it a lot better. So the first thing that struck me was Test RX. That's the headline, the product name. That's something that personally I would only ever use with a like an offer lead. If you are just if the person coming to this page has already decided that they're going to buy from you and buy this specific thing, then all you have to do is product name, price, and there you have effectively a sales letter, a sales page that's going to convert the most, like the hottest possible prospect. So for me, the idea of having a headline with just the product name, when I think probably the audience coming to this page, if I had to guess, is more in the either just problem aware or solution aware stage. They're not quite ready just to like instantly respond like a Pavlov's dog to the sound of a product name. And so, what I would like to see personally is either make this like a promise, a pain or promise headline, maybe using the product name, maybe not, or doing something that's more like a problem solution headline, or what Clayton Makepeace calls the dominant emotion headline. And so it would be mostly about the primary desired benefit or the primary pain that they want to avoid. And maybe you don't use the product name in the headline. That's what I would suggest there. I think that the headline needs to be a little bit more like, um, I don't know, saying things like shed fat, gain more lean muscle mass, or reach your athletic potential. I think those types of things actually belong in the headline along with the product name. That's my personal opinion. Here, I think that the bullets could be expanded. So, for example, people get testosterone boosters also for mental clarity, for boosting emotional health, cardiovascular health. What's another one? Um, I think boosting immune system is another one. So I feel like that those could be spruced up a little bit, and yeah. So here also, I think that you say here, the more you buy, the more you save. And then down at the bottom, you mention how if you buy in bulk, you get deep or steep discounts. I don't think that $7 off each is a steep discount. So I think that either the discount should be increased or we should come up with another name for it because I wouldn't call $7 a steep discount. I like the guarantee. That's really nice. Conditional, 67 days if you send back the empty containers. I like that a lot. That's awesome. About, and there are a couple of sections on the page like this where it seems like there's a lot of text that doesn't say a whole lot. This text could be condensed quite a bit, and that would make it a little bit more powerful. This confused me a little bit. You have all of these red x's, which to me triggers, oh, it's none of these things, none of these things are involved, or test RX is going to undo all of those things. That's what the red X makes me think. And then that's confirmed by the first two: no prescriptions, no needles. And then it goes to massive muscles. And so it's almost like when I first read this, I was like, okay, so no needles, no prescriptions, no massive muscles, no serious strength. And then I was like, wait a second, I had to do a double take, because I would expect if you're going to get these things, I would expect like a green check mark instead of a red X. Whereas with these, like, you're not going to get these things, you would have the red X. So now we come to the how does it work section. If you put the test RX in a more active role, it would make this part a little bit more convincing. So how does it work? Well, test RX undoes the natural damage and the natural declining amounts of testosterone, something like that, and then list the pain points, and then mention the benefits, sort of like what you do here. This here, I don't know if that's a mistake or not. That word is there, and that little symbol's there. That confused me a little bit. Here, this is another section where there's a lot going on. There are a lot of words. You could say the same thing in a more concise and compelling way with just getting rid of a lot of fluff, not repeating the same ideas over and over again. But generally, that's a good section. This is awesome. I like this a lot because a lot of people forget to do this. When will I see results is a huge question that people ask. So the fact that you included that and that you address it straight up, I like that a lot. And that's a compelling section. Why choose test RX? So this is where some of my early criticism comes in, where I said that it sounds a lot like every other product out there, every other testosterone booster. So you say, why choose us? Because we do all of these things. Almost every testosterone booster says all of these things. So I don't see it as a compelling reason why to choose test RX. Same here. Yeah, if I went to Ancestral Supplements and looked up a testosterone booster, I think it would tell me exactly the same thing. So again, I don't find this convincing, and I don't find this particularly convincing. And considering, particularly because, like I said earlier, this is a saturated market with a skeptical audience. So if you're writing things that they have already seen 15, 20, 100 times, I think that's going to denigrate your overall messaging. Formulation, I really like this part. You give them the what, but not the how. So it's almost like you're telling them the secret, but you're not telling them the secret, because obviously the amounts of these ingredients is vital to making the supplement work. Reviews. I think this section is a little bit of a letdown, because up at the top, you mentioned that you have 71 reviews, and here I can only look at 2 of them, and they're nothing special. If you only were going to have 2, it seems like they should be kind of knock it out of the park testimonials. These I don't find overly convincing. That's a critique there. But that brings us to the end of the page.